It's the Logan Power Show. Inspirational and motivational. It's the Logan Power Show. Informational to help you grow. Logan Power Show.
And now the host, Calvin Logan.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan, and I want you all to be uplifted, be empowered, and know the time is now to tune into the Logan Power Show. Well, I got with me a world-renowned man who's got so many insights, but he's going to talk about what he's passionate about, what he's going to talk about here, the Logan Power Show, the one and only Mr. Quadre, Mr. Stuckey, the one and only Mr. Quadre Stuckey. What's going on, sir?
Everything's good, man. How you doing? I'm blessed and highly favored. How you been?
Same here. No complaints here on this end. You know, background looking the same. We just motivated over here.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Hey, that's the best thing to have in the background yourself. You got to stay inspired, ain't it?
Yes, sir. Let's talk about you and your project. I know you're an artist, not just on the mic, but artist in painting, but also you getting involved with the roots. The floor is yours, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, it's been a while, man. Last time we did an interview was what, 5 years ago?
Yeah,
been like that long.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. So I mean, it's been a transformation. I'm teaching. I'm leading the culture, our culture, like my book, Gullah Geechie. So I'm teaching the kids about it, teaching the history, teaching the city of Charleston. I just did a big Gullah Juneteenth event, the first one downtown Charleston with the mayor of Charleston. Had the CEO of the International Black African American Museum come out. So it's just about, exposing our history and our roots to, the youth, the foundation, the family, and then, uniting the people together. Because in these crazy times, you got to be able to bring the people together. You got to fill their mind with insight and that true knowledge of history. Because if you don't know your past, how can you be able to move on forward to your future?
Got it. Absolutely. And, Charleston in this area, the Low Country, the Geechie culture, the foundation is something that is something that we need to always keep knowing where you come from. So tell us more about what we need to know and how we can embark on this journey that you're on.
Oh, well, definitely. Well, I founded the foundation last year, Gullah Geechie Family Foundation. It's helping the kids through art, education, and just youth doing creative activities throughout the community. So if you want to donate, you can go on our website, www.GullahGeechieFamilyFoundation, and donate. Also, what we're doing, I'm running over the summer, Gullah programs. I'm showing them, education through painting, being able to express yourself, don't limit yourself, don't let nobody tell you you're not good enough. And through education, I'm letting them read, understand different subject matters and topics that they'll be able to face, when they get out there in the real world, because it's about educating your kids. If you don't teach your kids and bring them up right, you can't expect somebody else, a total stranger, to do it for you.
True. Absolutely. Now you're talking about in painting, writing. What are some things that you feel that is a certain particular painting or something that a certain story that sort of gotten the kids start reminiscing and thinking in their head of like, hey, this is what we got to do. Anything in particular that sort of get you riled up about it?
Okay, when I say painting, I say Gullah artwork, so Black artwork, our culture.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much artwork that looks like them, people of our color, because in schools, it's institutionalized. You don't choose what you're teaching your kids. They choose what you're teaching your kids. So what, me doing summer programs, I actually get to choose the insights of what I want the kids to learn, knowledge, African American history, Gullah culture. Our ancestors, they weren't originally slaves, they were enslaved. They were free people before, being enslaved, letting them know that type of stuff, letting them see, positivity through images, being able to express yourself, low country life, sea life, fishing life, a little bit of everything. Because I feel like when it comes to a child, that's the best way to get them. When you get them when they're young, you put that knowledge into them, they'll be able to grow up into a better person that you want them to be, to lead, because it's all about leadership. Because if you're not a good leader, how you expect the people to follow you?
Absolutely. Now you're talking about changing history, generational history, because keep in mind, there's something that's not really talked about. You don't really hear about it in the books. African American culture, even like depending on what part of the United States you're in, you may hear about it, but you don't really hear about even being in the Low Country. Is not really talked about, because you see people say like, well, that's that's a Geechee accent, but I know there's something to that. There's something that means something. Just like saying, for instance, if I'm a Jewish individual, I speak Hebrew. That's something I embrace. That's my culture. That's what I live, I breathe, I eat. This is what I am. This is who I am. So when you talk about history and you bring history to now to make it life, what are some of the questions that people have when you bring this to the light?
They say, where does your language come from? Where did your people come from? When I say what our languages a mixture of like French, English, Creole, because all the different enslaved Africans that were brought over, they came from the different parts of like West Africa. Some came from, let's say, like Ghana. Some came from Angola. That's where the word Gullah comes from. It's an Angola word, a dialect. Some came from Nigeria. They took those people and brought them over there because they were good with their hands. They knew how to farm rice, fruits, vegetables. They were good with brick mason, cement, laying, building, foundation. So, I mean, a lot of people ask about the language because they hear that accent. They want to know where that accent comes from. They say, oh, is it Jamaican? You know what I'm saying? Like, what island are you from? And it's just like, we built our culture because we were isolated on sea islands. So we were able to maintain, that root, of that culture and be able to express it. And then another question is, a lot of people want to ask, well, where are the Gullahs now in modern day time? We want to go out, take a cruise or take a tour to look for them. And it's just like, this isn't like that TV show Nickelodeon, Gullah Gullah Island. This isn't imaginary. This is real. Like, these are everyday people, the everyday, Black people that you see still throughout the city. It's just that due to gentrification, they don't have that land anymore, or they don't live in those same places that they used to live at, downtown and throughout the Sea Islands areas. So when we do activities and events like this, it's bringing back, those elders that need to, get their just due. And then, this new generation that's coming through that needs to help the elders and lead to pass the torch to continue on the tradition.
True, and I think you're hitting home. Just like say if you say where's the Native Americans at? Like if you there's it's not like okay it's everywhere. Like oh yeah you're a Native American. Let's be truthful. There are people who are Native Americans in history. I got some myself in my own family, but like I said, me I know my African American male. I mean you can. It's not like I can just get away from who I am. I know who I am. Yeah, I got family who's Native American, things like that. But the Gullah. Culture, something that my wife breeds. That's what that's in the family. So I think that we need to change the history books because the history book needs to be changed and sort of the gentrification is something that's real. Let's be truthful. If they say 40 houses and a mule, 40 mules in an acre, 40 acres and a mule, if that was real, then you would have a whole change of wealth transfer if that was the case. If everyone said, okay, everyone who looked like us got 40 acres and a mule, that's life-changing money right there. You're talking about like we're not in just thousandaires, that's millions of status depending on where those acres are and depending on where that land is sort of plotted out can either change your whole generation of wealth. So where can people sort of get in contact with you, sort of embrace this movement that you're going with?
Like I said, both of my websites, www.quaddesigns.net. You log in, check out the artwork, check out the books. Gullah Geechie, www.gullahgeechieFamilyFoundation.com. You can see the youth programs that I got going on in all the different schools. I have an exhibition out there at McLeod Plantation right now, the old slave plantation. I have the art. When you go out to the plantation, you can see the artwork that's related to our ancestors that were enslaved, that worked on that plantation. And I have the kids expressing their self artistically through the artwork to tell a story. And you kind of get the experience to see the tradition and what they kind of pretty much went through while they were on that plantation. You get that real feel. Because a lot of people I feel they treat it like it's Disney World to them. People that's not of the culture or not of, the race. To them, it's like Disney World, like, oh, slaves were real. When they get on the plantation, it's like, oh, this really happened. Like, yeah, they were really in the field. They were really being beaten, abused and all that. But yeah, like I said, check us out on www.gullahgeechieFamilyFoundation.com, quaddesigns.net. Hit the email up. Email is quadre.stuckey@yahoo.com. Send me an email. We got more shows coming up since pandemic has calmed down a little bit. CDC guidelines are lifting a little bit. We got way more going on in the city. We got more events coming. Just stay tuned.
Absolutely. Stay tuned. Let's be a part of that history. Let's be a part of that culture. Because culture breeds change. And when it breeds change, then you can make impact. Final thought, because you've been doing this, has it sort of given you hope to knowing who you are? when someone asks you who is Quadre Stuckey,
Uh-huh.
what do you tell them?
I just tell them I'm the man with the plan, Mr. Make It Happen. I say, once you know your purpose, I know my purpose. I know my gifts. You know, they say in the Bible, what is it, Proverbs 18:16, your gift will make room for you. When you know your gift, you know your purpose, you're gonna be able to lead your people. You're gonna be able to make a change, make a difference. I give you a perfect example. Remember the first time you met me almost 10 years ago, back in 2013 at Scott's Grand. Remember the first interview that we did? Everything I said in that interview, it came to life within 3 to 4 years. And then, you know, ever since then, we haven't done an interview. This is our first time talking, a good 5 or 6 years. So, I mean, I know you've been watching me. Everything that you've seen me do since then has been nothing less than, I'd probably say, a blessing, but remarkable. You know what I'm saying? So I just say everything comes from within. You don't have to look for nothing on the outside of you because you're already born with the gift. You got to bring it out and use it. So everything that you need is from within. Once you realize who you are as yourself, bring it out and use it. Always believe. Don't fall short. Don't let nobody tell you you're not good enough and that it can't happen. You speak it into existence and manifest it.
That's what it's about. I told you again, nationwide, worldwide. That's what we're about here at the Logan Power Show. Uplifting, embracing, knowing that God has a plan for you. Proverbs 3:5, trust the Lord all your heart, lean unto their own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, he shall direct your path. He's directed Mr. Stuckey's path. He's directed my path. And I want you all to know this right now. This is real history. This is not make believe. This is real history. You got to know where you are, know where you come from. If it wasn't people from the culture, people, like I said, people said that from the Gullah Geechie culture, you know, we would not be here today. Because keep in mind, those people were not making those rice fields. Those people weren't putting in some of the most crafty inventions. Where would our people be today? I think that's something we have to understand. Charleston is one of the landmarks where slaves came in. But understand this, we got to rewrite history. We got to rewrite what's been done. Gentrification is real, and let's not lose history. Let's embrace it, but let's change it. You can always make a change, and the change is saying, hey, you know what? Every stone that we're putting is going to lay a new foundation for the future that comes behind us. So I want people right now, let's embrace, let's love family, let's trust God. I say this all the time. My name is Cal, the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide. We love you. We'll see you soon.
Peace and blessings.
It's the Logan Power Show. Inspirational and motivational. It's the Logan Power Show. Informational to help you grow. Logan Power Show.